In this video, we'll be looking at the money habits that look normal but quietly wreck your finances over time. These are the little habits that don't raise alarms, yet they slowly drain your wealth, your peace of mind, and your progress. Most people don't even notice them happening until it's too late. Let's break them down one by one. The first habit on the list is confusing "I can pay for this" with "I can afford this." This one hits home for a lot of people. Being able to pay for something doesn't mean you can afford it. Affording something means your financial life doesn't shake when you buy it. If you can swipe your card for that new phone but will spend the next 3 months catching up on bills, you didn't buy a phone, you bought stress. The trap lies in payment flexibility. Buy now, pay later. 0% interest. Only $40 per month. These phrases make expensive things feel accessible, but in reality, they delay the pain, not remove it. Before every big purchase, ask yourself, will this still feel good when the bill comes? If you hesitate even for a second, you probably can't afford it yet. Wealth isn't about the ability to buy, it's about the freedom to choose not to. Moving on, let's talk about the food delivery trap. This one's sneaky because it hides behind convenience. You tell yourself, I'm too tired to cook, it's just one order. Then a few taps later, that $10 meal somehow becomes $27 with service fees, delivery fees, and a tip. It doesn't hurt once, but repeat that a few times a week, and you've spent hundreds on food that's often cold by the time it arrives. Delivery apps are designed to make spending feel frictionless. Saved cards, one-click ordering, constant notifications. They want you to believe time saved equals money well spent. But most times, it's not convenience you're paying for. It's comfort. And comfort bought too often becomes costly. Try this. Limit delivery to once a week or special occasions. Cook more often. Meal prep for lazy days. And use that saved money for something you'll actually remember. Paying $25 for fries you probably didn't enjoy isn't a luxury. It's a habit that eats your paycheck. Another normal money habit that can wreck your finances over time is skipping the emergency fund. Here's a truth that life loves to remind us. It doesn't care how perfect your budget looks on paper. Life can always spring a surprise on you. The car breaks down, the roof leaks, medical bills arrive. Every someday expense eventually becomes a today emergency. And when it does, your options shrink fast. That's why an emergency fund isn't optional. It's your financial seatbelt. You hope you'll never need it, but when life hits the brakes unexpectedly, it's the only thing that keeps you from flying through the windshield. Start small. Even $500 or $1,000 can be life-changing when something breaks. Then aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses eventually. And don't beat yourself up if you dip into it. That's what it's for. The real danger isn't using your emergency fund. It's not having one and turning to credit cards charging over 20% interest instead. Because once debt moves in, it rarely moves out quietly. Habit number 4 is ignoring predictable expenses. Let's be honest, some surprises in life aren't really surprises. You know they're coming. Christmas, school fees, birthdays, car registration. Yet somehow, every year, they still catch people off guard. And the credit card ends up saving the day again. You don't need to be a financial expert to fix this. You just need to plan ahead. Create a small sinking fund. A simple savings bucket where you set aside a little every month for predictable events. For example, $50 a month for Christmas becomes $600 by December, and suddenly, holiday stress turns into holiday readiness. The real cost of ignoring predictable expenses isn't just the money, it's the cycle of stress and debt it creates. Break the cycle by treating the predictable like what it is, inevitable. The next habit is underestimating upkeep on cars and homes. Upgrading to a bigger house or a nicer car feels like progress, a visible sign that you're doing better. But what most people don't realize is that with every upgrade comes a new friend. Maintenance costs. That dream house, it'll need repainting, plumbing, pest control, roof repairs, and maybe a new water pump when you least expect it. That luxury car? It wants premium oil, pricier tires, specialized servicing, and the occasional part that can cost more than your weekend getaway. The problem is, we only budget for buying things, not owning them. And that's where people get trapped. Ownership carries invisible costs that pile up quietly. And ignoring them slowly turns your dream purchase into a financial drain. A smart rule of thumb for homes: always factor in at least 1 to 2% of the property's value annually for maintenance. For cars, costs vary widely based on age, type, and mileage. But luxury and high-performance vehicles especially can surprise you with expenses that far exceed basic transportation. Because buying something is easy, keeping it in good shape, that's where true affordability is tested. Moving on, another habit that quietly empties more wallets than people realize is gambling, even the just-for-fun kind. It's easy to think, I'm not a gambler. But modern gambling doesn't look like smoky casinos anymore. It's in your pocket, through sports betting apps, lotteries, and quick-win games that promise excitement in exchange for your attention and your wallet. People rarely gamble because they love risk. They gamble because, deep down, they feel stuck, like hard work alone isn't enough anymore. The bet becomes a shortcut to freedom, a flicker of hope in a system that feels rigged. But here's the problem: the system is rigged. The odds are built for you to lose, slowly, consistently, mathematically. And when your plan for wealth depends on luck instead of discipline, you've already lost the real game. If you crave excitement, find it in investing in yourself, a course, a business idea, or your skills. That's the kind of gamble that pays dividends. And finally, the last habit on the list: only paying credit card minimums. Let's wrap up with the quietest debt trap of them all: paying only the minimum on your credit card. It feels responsible. You're making payments, keeping your account in good standing. But what you're really doing is renting your debt, not removing it. When you only pay the minimum, most of your money goes to interest, not principal. You're not paying off debt, you're paying for time, and that time is expensive. For instance, a $1,000 balance at 20% interest can take over 5 years to clear if you only pay the minimum each month, and you'll end up paying nearly $1,600 total for that original $1,000. Here's something you should know: credit card companies make more money from people who pay responsibly but never fully clear their balances than from people who default. So, aim to pay more than the minimum. Even $50 extra makes a big difference. Credit cards aren't evil, they're just tools. But if you're not using them strategically, they're quietly using you. The scary part about all these habits is that none of them look dangerous. They're normal, socially acceptable, and even encouraged sometimes. Everyone's doing them, and that's exactly why they work so well at keeping most people broke, comfortable, but stuck. The path to financial freedom isn't just about earning more. It's about becoming conscious, questioning the normal money habits that keep others on autopilot. The good news? You're already ahead just by recognizing these patterns. So start small. Pick one of these habits and fix it this month, then another next month. Because wealth doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you stop doing repeatedly. If you found this helpful, kindly take a second to like the video. It tells the algorithm this kind of insight matters. And if you're on a journey to master your money mindset, hit subscribe. We share more content like this, practical, honest, and designed to help you think differently about money.